All right. Again, I want to welcome you all for joining us today on National Mentoring Day. Presentation today is a collaboration between our Career Services Department and the Office of Student and Alumni Affairs. Again, if you will keep your microphones muted and your cameras off, we will have a time for Q&A via the chat later on in the presentation. Today, we are going to be taking a look at demystifying that mentoring process. So, if you've ever wondered what it's like to be a mentee or to be a mentor, this is going to be to give you some great insight into what that might look like for you. We do have a unique student population, so this is great because we have mentors with us today and mentees who have careers, who have families, who have outside commitments, and have juggled school as well. So they may have something in common with you. My name is Stacy Robinson, and I am a career coach here at the university in the Department of Career Services. And joining me as a fellow moderator is Hannah Brumbaugh, and I will let her introduce herself.
Thanks, Stacy. Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah Brumbaugh. I am the Resource and Student Engagement Coordinator in the Department of Career Services, and I am so excited to serve as a moderator today for this presentation. I think there's going to be some really good information come out of this, and we have some really great panelists to meet. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass the torch over to Raf and go ahead and let him take the lead as we move forward with meeting our panel and diving into our really fun questions for the day.
Thanks so much, Hannah and Stacy. I'm thrilled today to be sharing with you all mentoring information, to be learning from you all as well. We have great panelists today as great speakers. I've had word with them one by one personally on previous and current mentoring programs, as well as in the university directory. I'm going to introduce one by one, and I will also ask them to share something with us. I don't know, any fun fact, any family, or any jobs, or any information that you would like to share with us. I will start with Dr. Gabrielle Denise Nielsen. Welcome.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gabrielle Denise Newsam. I am a physician. I work in substance abuse, and I also work in the plasma industry. And fun fact, I'm a published author and poet, and I'm also a fitness instructor.
Nice. Thank you so much for being here today, Dr. Nielsen.
Of
I'll
course.
continue with Dania Shirley. Miss Dania Shirley, welcome.
How do I follow up with Dr. Newsom? Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dania Shirley. I am an IT program manager for an agency attached to DISA, Big DISA. I got both my degrees from AMU, my undergraduate in information technology and my master's in cybersecurity studies. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to listening to everyone's perspectives and learning from each of you today. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Dania. Dania was our previous quarter's exceptional mentor, by the way. She helped and assisted, as well as Dr. Gabrielle Denise Newsom, multiple students through the CareerLink platform. So we are very thankful for them. We also have a great mentee today as a panelist to share her insights, her experiences with us. Her name is Antoinette Johnson. Welcome, Antoinette.
Hello, everyone. My apologies. I'm having a Monday over here with my camera in my background. My apologies.
It's okay, it's Monday.
I'm here to explain how awesome it was being a mentee of the program with Dr. Gabrielle, as she just stated. It was awesome. I'm a sports manager grad student, so I needed that push that she gave me to finish, and she's awesome. The program was awesome. But fun fact, 6 more credits. So I'm excited.
Nice. Thank you so much for being here today, Antoinette. I'm pretty sure all students and alumni will benefit from your experiences as well. And I would like to continue with our little explanation. I think we all agree how important mentorship is for us, for everyone. I think in some way, mentoring has helped us as individuals, not just personally, but academically, professionally. Mentorship matters because it creates a powerful bridge between experience and growth. At its core, it's about guidance, support, and shared learning that helps people reach their personal, academic, or professional goals more effectively. Um, some of the most important benefits that we achieve through the mentoring programs at APUS through CareerLink is enhancing communication, networking, and critical thinking skills, of course, not just for mentors, but also for mentees. Everyone gains something from mentoring. This is very important. We also develop meaningful connections and make a positive impact in people's lives. That gaining that personal fulfillment is very powerful. It helps us grow as well as mentors. But we also have university recognition for engagement. We try to highlight our exceptional mentors through our social media panels, channels, platforms, and in every meeting, webinar we have, we mention how important these mentors play, the importance of them being part of this great community that we have. And of course, it also helps to expand our educational and professional networks. We are very grateful for all our mentors, all our mentees that connect and grow together. There's a great community that we have here at American Public University System, and we're very grateful for it. So I would like to share as well a little information of the programs that we currently have here through CareerLink. Um, what we have right now is the Flash Mentoring Program, which is the University Directory community. Dania has more experience through this section. I've noticed she has helped a lot of students through the University Directory. She's highly engaged with them. The University Directory feature allows participants to browse and connect with individuals that share similar interests, backgrounds, educational goals, and professional aspirations. Participants can connect at any time. This is why it's called flash mentoring. It could be as quick as one or two messages. You browse someone that pique your attention, that shares similar industries, educational goals, ask a question, and from there they help you. It could be as quick as that. It could be as quick as a one meeting. So there is nothing formal. That's why it's called flash mentoring. But we also have quarterly formal mentoring programs. These ones require a little more commitment than flash mentoring. In these programs, we offer a variety of themes that aim to enhance connections through partnerships, collaboration, and resource navigation. These programs last 6 weeks, 6 weeks, start quarterly, as I mentioned, and mentorship connections set and complete weekly goals. So we require mentors and mentees to connect weekly for at least once a week for at least 30 minutes to complete their goals. We provide all the resources. Dr. Gabrielle Denise Newsom has experience on this one. She has served as a mentor in multiple programs, which would greatly help. Thankful for that. But yes, the difference between these two programs is that formal mentoring, mentors and mentees have to request to join, they complete a quick training, and from there they get accepted to the program and start connecting with their mentees or mentors. Um, we also have our peer-to-peer mentoring, which is kind of like a mix of flash mentoring and formal mentoring. It's not as strict as formal mentoring. It's not as a free connection as in flash mentoring. You don't have to, you have to request to join the peer-to-peer mentoring program. However, once you complete the previous training, you don't have to complete it again. You can simply join. There are no weekly goals. There are no weekly requirements to meet. So it could be as well as quick as one or two meetings, like in the flash mentoring. It's just that it's more in through the platform. We require mentors and mentees to connect through the CareerLink platform through video or voice calls or simply messaging as well. You are not required to meet through this program. But yes, as well, this space kind of create the space for mentors and mentees to connect at their own pace. You can discuss topics relevant to the mentees' educational, professional, or personal goals. So we don't have specific themes to connect about. You can simply connect about different goals that you might have as mentees. So now, real stories, real impact. I'm very excited for this part because I would like to hear from our panelists, our guest speakers, our mentors, and our mentee. I'd like to ask them a few questions. Um, According to time, we might have to skip a question or two, but I would like to ask them this because I think this is the part that is really going to help our future mentees, future mentors that are ready to help in these programs. So, if you don't mind, what I would like to do is just make one question and then we can follow the same format. Dr. Newsom can start answering the question and then Ms. Dania and then Antoinette, you give us your last insight on this program, okay, on these questions. So the first question is, why did you join the mentoring program, Dr. Newsom?
Joined because, I wanted to be able to help mentees kind of avoid some of the pitfalls that can happen as a student, or, even if they just had any questions, or, sometimes they're having some difficulties, with school for whatever reason, just to help them through that. Give them some suggestions on how to cope, or to overcome whatever obstacles they're dealing with at the time. Or just give them, just somebody to talk to, because sometimes school can be hard. You have people who are going to school, working, have families. So, sometimes they just need to vent.
Thank you, Dr. Newsom. That's really important what you just mentioned, the last part about it, because I've noticed that a lot in our current connections and previous connections. Sometimes mentees don't necessarily require or want help with professional or educational questions. Sometimes they just need to hear from somebody else that motivation, that push to continue to go through all the difficulties that they're facing. And that's very important. Thank you so much. Now we would like to hear Dania's opinion.
Yes. So, with my background in cybersecurity or IT, it drew a lot of people to have a discussion, which I'm really thankful that they trust me to even ask questions and provide answers, right? So that's a good thing. I'm also prior military, and AMU is, as the name suggests, is very heavy in the military community. So I can relate when it comes to that environment. Um, and with that being said, I'm able to, it's just it was easier for me to build that connection. A lot of them, um, you know, asked questions similar to, wanted to engage with, let's say, how do I navigate after life in the military, or um, you know, what should I do as far as IT? Because there's so many windows and umbrellas underneath that field, right? So they're looking for guidance in that environment. And it was a way for me to give back to AMU. AMU has poured so much into me. I say this all the time, and you probably see it on every platform that they give the brick and mortar feel without you having to actually be in the classroom. So this was an opportunity for me to just pour back into to everybody that is reaching out to me, and just motivate as many people as I could. So
Thank you, Dania. We appreciate your insights on this. And yes, as Dania mentioned, the alumni community plays a huge role in our mentoring programs. We love having our alumni members giving back to the community and helping new students coming up because they have been there, right? What a better help to get that, what a better suggestions you can get that from someone that has been on your shoes before. Thank you so much, Daniel. We appreciate you so much. And I would like to hear Antoinette's opinion on this.
Yes, I personally was going through a time where from COVID, and me getting my BS and finishing my master's, have went through grief and the loss of my father. So that was the reason why I joined. I just needed that year to push through, to finish. Like, I've come way too far to let go now, is what I told myself. But the joys and the the ride that I had while being mentored was more growth than what I expected. Obviously, Gabrielle was great. Miss Gabrielle was great. I hit goals that I didn't think I would so soon. I everything was done, you know, and I'm so stressed about time because I'm a mama, four boys, single mama, four boys. So it's every day is a challenge, you know, is what I tell people. So just trying to find time for myself is something that I've been seeking to, as you know, I've finished. So it's just like, where do I find the time? But she reminded me, like, trust me, there's time. You can find it. But the reality is, we have to take care of ourselves. You know, education is important, but we also have to take care of ourselves. And I can't take care of my family without taking care of myself. So it was a lot learned, just outside of even the grief that initially brought me in. So thank you again for everything. And I definitely plan to finish strong.
Thank you so much, Anthony. We truly appreciate that you sharing that with us. That's really, really going to help a lot of students that are deciding whether or not join our mentoring programs. As we've mentioned before, we're very grateful for great mentors as Dr. Newsom, as Dania, Ms. Dania, that are helping our new students, giving them that motivation they need sometimes to continue and go through the challenges that I think we all can relate to those challenges that you mentioned. We're very, very, very thankful and very grateful that you were able to connect with Dr. Newsom. Um, we have our next question. What was your most memorable mentoring moment, Dr. Newsom?
Oh, wow. Just remember, the times that Antoinette and I would talk, and we had set goals. So she'd come back to me and said, oh, well, I did this, I did this, I did this. And she accomplished so many goals that we talked about during our sessions. And I was so happy because, she really needed to focus on self-care. Um, she really wasn't really doing a lot of that, but she managed to, retrain her brain and did so much of that during our sessions. And I was so happy. I was so happy when she did.
That's awesome. Miss Dania, would you like to share a memorable moment
Yes.
mentoring?
So my mentorship session started long before AMU's program. So I'm going to pull it back a little bit to my military days. Um, and it's crazy because I just saw an email from this young man. You think about all the personnel that finished training after military, what we used to say boot camp, but they come into technical training, and then you're the first face they see when they get to their first duty station. And at the time, I was in the training program, which means all the incoming airmen would start with me. And it just so happened that that year I had like my first go at it was 13 young people between the ages of like 17 and 18. So not a huge gap, but very young, right? They're looking for all the mentorship that you can give to get them through. And an email came in last week, and that young man that was once a one striper is now a senior master sergeant, right? So um, it's just an amazing thing to know that you've helped someone get to where they are today, or played a part in that mentorship with them, and seeing their progression over the years. It's just an amazing thing. So yeah, that was probably just last week a huge highlight to my mentorship toolbox.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dania. We appreciate you. Antoinette, would you like to share your memorable moment?
Just the conversations, the talks, like she stated. every talk, every conversation. It wasn't more so of me being mentored, should I say, or her mentor. It was just connection, you know, and saying, hey, you already got this. Like, you just need the time. You already know what to do. So it was always the conversations of having someone to talk to. Yes, that's just that. I love the conversations.
Awesome. Yes, connection is key. That's right, Stacy. Okay, well, now let's go with our next question. How has mentorship influenced your academic career path? Dr. Newsom?
I wouldn't say so much it's influenced my academic career path because I mean, granted, I am back in school, but whole other topic. Uh, but I think as far as my connection to the school itself, um, you know, I feel more entrenched in the school environment now because of the mentoring experience. Because, you know, we had some problems connecting me with a mentee before, but, you know, and I've been to events before, you know, networking events, but it's been a while. And, you know, then COVID hit. So, you know, meeting in person wasn't particularly ideal. Um, but you know, now this, you know, this is a different experience, but I love it. I love the connection. I love the one-on-one time. Um, I just think it's a great experience, especially if, you know, for those of us, you know, we live in different places, different spaces. It's, you know, but the virtual world has made it so much easier now for us. So I just feel like more connected to the school now because of it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Miss Dania.
Yeah, absolutely. Mentorship has been a huge game changer for my career path, especially when I transitioned from the military into the work, civilian sector, right? Um, you need people to get you through something sometimes. The right people, right? Not everybody's going to give you um, what you really need to get through your days, right? And we can see it here. It had happened between Dr. Newsom and Antoinette, right? She got the push, but it was the right person to get her through that. And I too have mentors that have done the same for me. So um, I really wish, and I'm glad this is being recorded. So I really hope the younger generation taps into mentorship sooner. I know I didn't, and I wish I did, especially earlier on in my career. I think I would have been a lot further, to be honest with you. Um, Joining the military at 18, you think, oh, I know what I'm doing. I got this. I don't need to ask any questions, right? I know it, and you have that mentality, and until you hit what, a hard point in life, and then you're like, oh, I need someone. Okay. Don't wait till you get to that point. um Tap in for the good, the bad, and just for your day-to-day positivity that you need, a little push, your motivation. Just find that person or persons, depending on what you want some mentorship in. And yeah, build your community depending on your um topics that you want to relate to, and find people that are passionate about what you're going through, right? It helps. But yeah.
Wow, great, great advice. Thank you, Dania. Internet, would you like to share?
Yes. Mentorship, it for me personally, as I stated, I was at a time where I needed someone, but not just anyone. As I'm stating, I needed someone to help me push in a positive way, and I knew personally that I needed to change my environment, change my circle. And as she stated, some of the youth, they're afraid, or either whatever the circumstances is now. I would encourage anyone to get that person, that someone to talk to, regardless of how somebody makes you feel or whatever the circumstances. We need more people to remain positive and be positive throughout whatever adversities in life, whether it's education, as he stated, transitioning, grief, losses, and me still having to remain being a mom after the fact. Like, I would suggest to anyone, just make the connection or stay connected with someone positive. Change your environment if you need to, but definitely keep pushing. And if you keep pushing, you stay positive, you'll get where I am today, which is at the finish line. So that's
Yes.
just the real impact of mentorship today. And I'm not speaking from just the program, but the last 4 years of my life. I've had to coach myself, as I told Miss Gabrielle. I knew what I was already doing, but I needed someone still to coach me after losing my dad. Sorry to be emotional, but that's just the real story and the real impact. But my circle has changed, just so you know, Miss Gabrielle, and I am around more positive people. And this program, this mentorship, has changed my personal and academic career. So I would definitely recommend to anyone, connect, no matter what, connect. Thank you all again.
Antoinette, thank you so much for openly sharing your personal experience with us. That means a lot to me, and I'm sure to everyone else here today. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And yes, what a great advice that from the mentors as well, continuing. Um, the next question that I would like to actually, some of the mentors have already answered a little bit of it, but I would like to take some more time on this one. I think this is the one of the most important questions, to be honest with you, personally, for me, because as the mentors mentioned, time zones, personal lives, family, there are a lot of challenges that come through when mentoring or in a mentorship connection. So I would like to hear what's the most challenging aspect of mentoring, but most importantly, how did you overcome it? Dr. Newsom?
I think for Antoinette and me, it was connecting because we're both busy. You know, I work, I'm in school myself. Um, so just finding the time, and then, she's a mom to 4 boys, so she's busy. By virtue of that alone, she's busy. So it was just finding the time, but we kept at it. We kept messaging back and forth, and we finally found times, and then again, like I said before, when I was speaking to you earlier, sometimes things just happen, out of the blue. But we'd reschedule. So we made the time, we made the commitment. So we found the time to connect. And I mean, it's been meaningful. It's definitely been meaningful. So I just say stay on top of it, because like I said, things happen, but if you really commit to it, just follow through. Ralph, you're on mute. We couldn't
Oh,
hear you.
yes. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Of course, that had to happen to me. That happens to me all the time.
It's my
Thank you for
day.
letting me know. But yes, thank you so much, Dr. Newsom. Ms. Dania, would you like to share your experience as well on that?
Yes. So I think the most challenging aspect in mentorship for me on the AMU APU platform has been, again, everyone's talking IT lingo, right? They want to learn how to get into that, go down that path, right? So instead of, and because I've been in it for 19 years, it's easy for me to say, oh, go take your Security Plus or get your certifications and finish your degree and, just go out there and try and get a job with this company or that. and I had to pull back because I'm not going to create your path for you. I'm just going to motivate you to be your best self, to get down your path that you want, because I can definitely create a path for my mentees, but that's not who, I'm not them, right? So I have to let them do the hard work. But I can give suggestions and just hope for the best and keep motivating them, right? But the challenge is just definitely holding back. I am a mom too, and sometimes I get in mom mode and I'm like, oh my God, you need to da, 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 and then I have to undo because not only that they're not my children, but I have to make sure that although I'm providing them the tools, I have to give them that um window to go and build that experience and get what they need out of that, based on the information that I've provided. But um, yeah, I think the hardest part is just I have to keep reminding myself they're not my children. I just want to take care of everybody. So yeah.
I think that's a great point to keep reminding ourselves, of what we can do and what we should do for our mentees, but not everything. We shouldn't do it for them. Is as a previous mentor that I had personally used to tell me, teach them how to teach, teach them how to fish. Do not do everything for them. I can relate to that personally. Thank you so much, Dania. Internet, we would love to hear your insights on this.
Uh, for me, as Miss Gabrielle said, it was more so it's just making the time. Um, we make time for what's important, but also just remaining focused and disciplined on the task and the homework that she was giving me to do. I even after getting off the call, I tell her, "Don't worry, I'm getting ready to do it right now." Because reality is the week would get by, and I was like, "Oh no!" So I started doing it like as soon as I would get off a meeting with her, and that's just how my focus is now. Like it's even stronger. So yeah, definitely disciplined and focused, but I also make sure to make the time for what's important for myself as I needed to in the beginning, which was self care. I'm not only making the time, but I'm getting more time for myself. So yes, make the time. Make the time.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, yes. Time management plays a key role, I guess, in mentoring for mentors and mentees to find the exact time to meet. As Dr. Newsom mentioned, different time zones, something happens, and finding that right moment to meet and complete your goals. I think that's also very important, as well as I love seeing the comments on the chat. Someone said communication is key. That's also something that is plays a huge role in this as well in mentoring. Communication, like I've seen on previous connections when a mentor couldn't meet with their mentee, he sent me a quick message and like, hey, I'm sorry, please apologize to my mentee for me. I have a last minute work related something to do. So please just let him know I'll be there a little late. So communication is key. Thank you so much, Antoinette. Appreciate that. Um, so now with our last question, well, more than a question, an advice for our future mentors and mentees. Um, what's your advice? Our advice to you as new mentors, as new mentees, Dr. Newsom?
First of all, I want to say for the new mentors, and actually for the mentees too, try to listen, be an active listener. That's very important, because for the mentors, mentees are going to come to you. And like I said, it's not always with just school related issues. So, you're going to try and help them navigate those issues, but you want to listen to them because sometimes what they say doesn't totally reflect what they're feeling. So, but if you listen, if you really listen, you can tap into that. And, that to me, sometimes that helps them a lot more by you just listening than saying anything. So definitely be an active listener, and be patient because, some people just they take their time coming out and telling you things because you're new to them. They're new to you, you're new to them, and sometimes it just takes a minute. So, just be patient.
Great advice. Thank you so much. That's true. Miss Dania.
Can you hear me? Yes. So just to follow up with Dr. Newsom, build trust with your mentees. I think that goes a long way, and it makes them comfortable to share, right? Um, Also, if you promise to check in, even if you don't have the answers. That goes even further. Um, so check. So stay true to what you put. And if you tell them you're gonna do something, stick to it. If something changes, tell them that something changed and make the adjustments, right? It's okay. Um, and that's for my mentors. And I agree. I was also going to say, listen, just listen. Um, Sometimes you don't have to say much. Let them do the talking. And then to the mentees, if you are using the career path AI tool, please tweak it to you. I've gotten so many messages and it's so broad. And I know you guys aren't interested in 5 different things. So tailor it to what's truly important to you and what you need us to discuss in the beginning. We will get down the road to all those other things, but let's focus on the important stuff.
Thank you so much, Dania. Yeah, that's very true. I've seen that a lot with mentees use that AI-powered question tool suggestion, and they make such a broad question to the mentors. And I'm like, oh God, why do you ask that? Why don't you just focus on yourself, on what you need now? But that's true. That's very true. Internet, what would you like to suggest? To a piece of advice would you like to share to mentors, mentees?
At this point, outside of what our mentor said, as a mentee, I would suggest that when you celebrate, obviously you want to celebrate with your mentor, but you also want to stay in connection and in contact and let them know when things didn't go the way that y'all planned or you planned or might have supposed to have been doing something one for homework 1 week or one session and didn't get around to it or it didn't work out. Like you still want to connect and communicate to let them know, hey, here's where we are now. Even if you can't celebrate that win or that gold or that milestone, you still want to stay connected because obviously that's what they're there for, to help you through it, to get you through it. So don't feel life happens. Like someone just that posted in the comments, life happens. So that's what your mentor's there for. You want to connect either way with the wins and the losses. And again, you'll win. You'll stay on top as long as you're connected, communicating, and just remaining positive through it all.
Awesome. Great advice as well. Thanks so much, Antoinette. Awesome. I think we all can benefit from the advices we've heard today. I'm so thankful for all of you all. Honestly, it's been great. The answers, the advice, it's awesome. Now I would like to get back with Stacy and Hannah to talk about some myth busting mentorship. This is very important as well.
Cool. Thank you so much, Raf. I mean, and thank you to our panelists today. There's been some really great information shared, and I think it's a really good time to kind of transition into the myth-busting mentorship because a lot of people have an idea of what mentorship is or what it is not. And so we wanted to take some time to kind of dive into those. So the first one is the myth. Mentoring is only for early career professionals. So the Mythbuster is that mentoring benefits professionals at all career stages. You don't have to be entry level. You don't have to be searching for that career. Mid-career and senior professionals often seek mentors for leadership development or career transitions or, a level of personal growth, or maybe they're looking for advancement in their company and they really need someone to provide that insight. So it's not only for early career professionals, it is for everybody. The second myth is that mentoring only happens in formal programs. Like we learned earlier, there's a lot of different mentor programs available just here at AMU and APU. Informal mentoring through networking, workplace relationships, peer support can all be just as powerful as a formal program. And a lot of times, mentoring happens organically. And so don't be afraid to lean into mentor opportunities when you meet somebody that you connect with and kind of help provide you guidance as you're moving through personal or career growth. The third myth is that mentoring requires a long-term commitment. Mentoring can be short-term. It can be project-based. It can even be a single powerful conversation that you have with somebody who can provide that guidance. Flexibility in all these formats kind of allow people searching for mentorship to fit into diverse schedules and diverse goals and figure out where they really want to go. So it doesn't have to be long term. It can be a short conversation. And I think project based is one of the most important things included in this Mythbuster because you can work with somebody on a project and learn more from them in 2 months than maybe you did from somebody you've worked with a few years. And the fourth myth is that mentoring is a one-way street. That's not true at all. The Mythbuster is that mentoring is mutually beneficial. Mentors gain fresh perspectives, they gain leadership skills, and even sometimes personal satisfaction from giving back and helping. I think we learned that earlier in when the panelists were speaking about why they wanted to be a mentor. And the mentees receive guidance and they receive support. And so it is mutually beneficial. It's not just one-sided. And I love that every myth on here we myth busted prior to getting to the slide from hearing from our panelists. So that was really, really exciting. And so with that being said, Raf, I'm going to hand it back to you so you can tell everybody how they can get involved.
Thanks so much, Hannah. Yes, and keeping the myths in mind, I would like to remind you that's why we have multiple ways or various ways for mentoring connections and networking opportunities. Flash mentoring can relate to that, quick messages, browse for a person that shares similar industries that you would like to enter, and then just ask a question or two, and then as fast as that. But yes, that's why we also have the formal mentoring programs for more in-depth, specific to a topic that you would like to learn and connect more. But yes, now how do we get involved through career link mentoring? So the main thing I would like to mention is how to access CareerLink, right? Uh, the easiest way for our students and alumni is through your eCampus. Um, on the top of the main screen, you will see directory. Click on that. First-time users will be prompted to create a profile. Returning users will land on the homepage. Easy. Faculty and staff access it through the intranet. But yeah, this is the good thing about the directory is that you can find not just student and alumni, but also we have our career coaches there. We have our faculty members there. Some of them are there. So definitely a good place to navigate and try to connect with people through that. Um, Once you land on the homepage of the career link, simply hover over the Connect tab and select the Community tab. That's what will bring you to the university directory community, the one I'm referring to as Flash Mentoring, as a reminder. For formal mentoring programs, it is as well under the Connect tab. Simply click on the programs, and from there, you will see the peer-to-peer mentoring program as well listed in there. So yeah, the easiest way through your eCampus, as simple as that, directory, faculty and staff access through the intranet, and that's amazing how we can grow and connect and grow together. I can't hear you, Stacy.
We still can hear you, Stacy. That's okay. I'll take us into the next slide while we figure out what's going on with tech. So at this point in time, we want to open up a live Q&A. So for any of our attendees, if you have any questions about what you've learned today or heard today, feel free to pop them in the chat, and Stacy or I will pose the question to our panelists.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, we changed the input. I actually did have a question pop up earlier, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. We were asked, and this is open to any of our panelists to just speak up and answer, what are a few mentorship groups outside of the university programs that you might have taken advantage of, like any mentoring through honor societies, industry memberships, maybe charity programs or other school programs. So we just have someone in the audience that's curious about those other opportunities externally to the university.
Thank you for that question. I will start. I'm a part of, still tied in somewhat to the military community. And of course, I have personnel who have retired and are now as a part of the civilian force, right? So they're still available in my industry, and I just go ahead and tap into their knowledge every chance I get, right? Every time I see something, I just tap into what they have going on. And everybody's not in the same, although we're in the same agency, we have different roles, right? So depending on what they have going on and based on where I work, there's a lot of stuff going on. So you get to learn every aspect of how they maneuver through these challenges, right? So, but let's see, where else have I tapped into? Church, that's another platform to use, that I have used.
I agree.
So yeah, those two, my work team, and church.
And so that, have you tapped into any other programs?
Yes, ma'am, I have. I agree with Deanna. Church is one that's where it started at for me. And kind of with my dad and his loss, that's where I brought back to. So that's kind of where it started between APU and everything that, like she stated, with the military offer, everything that the school offers, I'm definitely jumping on it. And also with my church group, but also with my career as well. I'm sports management, so anything as far as sports or coaching or mentoring, I'm on it. So yes, there's definitely other external options that I'm always jumping on because, as I stated, it's just vital. It's vital to me.
Dr. Newsome, how about
Yeah,
you?
I would. Okay, so I didn't jump in originally because I would say honestly, no, I have not tapped into it. However, like I said, I work in addiction medicine and I work at a plasma center, and there are a lot of younger people there at both my jobs, and even some not younger, and I constantly find myself mentoring people, like Antoinette and Dania are moms. I'm not, but I'm still in mom mode a lot. I find that happening a lot. So I'm forever, counseling somebody on something, and not just school related stuff, just they want advice. And I do it a lot. But then I have friends also who are in school too. Um, and they'll ask advice about it, and constantly giving them advice about their educational stuff. So yeah, I find myself using those skills a lot.
Excellent. Thank you all so much. Does anyone have any other questions they'd like to drop in the chat for us today before we move on and start to wrap up?
Stacey, I do just want to add one question was, will the slideshow be shared? And I answered in the chat, but I want to have it in the recording is yes, it will be. This is being recorded and it will go up on YouTube for everybody to access after the webinar today.
Fantastic. Thank you for that reminder, Hannah.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't have any other questions at this time, we're going to move on, and we're going to hand over to Kisha, let her introduce herself and talk about starting your mentorship journey.
Yes, hello. Thank you so much, Stacy. I have just been in complete awe. So let me first just get my introductions out of the way. I'm Kisha Lobianco, and I have been at the American Public University System for about 17 years now with dedicated service. I am currently serving as the Senior Manager of the Student Alumni Affairs Department, which oversees the lovely mentoring program. And I can tell you, I have just been completely awed because we don't often get the time to actually speak with our actual mentors and mentees. And this has just been so enlightening. So much great information has been shared. And, I get to kind of wrap up our program. And I'm going to wrap up our program with your mentorship journey starts here. So I hope that throughout all of the panel information that was shared here, that it is truly moving someone to get involved within our mentoring program, because there are truly a lot of benefits to being connected within the mentorship. So let's just go over a few key takeaways and like what some next steps are. So mentorship is accessible and it's also very impactful. As you can hear, there's no doubt throughout our panels that you can, they've shared numerous levels of their experience and their takeaways and things. So the one thing that was also available was like how you can get to the mentoring program, how you can access it. And Ralph also shared some ways in which you can do that as well. So everyone has something to gain, right? And also something to give. Because what thing about the mentorship, it is a give and take kind of a relationship that's going on. So APUS also, we provide resources to support your journey. So we really try to avail ourselves because we know, like, everyone, this may be their first time being a mentor. It may be their first time even being a mentee, but we try to really put some things in place to help kind of ease those transitions and try to, educate more where we can. So definitely lots of resources to share. So, and you can, join our peer-to-peer mentoring. Today, it really doesn't take a lot. It just takes just a step just to get involved. If you want to be a person who want to give back, or if you're a mentee and you're not necessarily, you don't know whether or not if you really want to share things with others, or if you're at a point in your life where you want to seek help, but please just take that first step to do so. As you can see, especially through the mentorship between Antoinette and Dr. Newsom, that I'm pretty sure that relationship is going to go a long way. That's for sure. And so, listen, stay tuned for our next formal mentoring program. That's one of our 6-week sessions where they're mostly subject based, a little bit more commitment to that program as per se. But again, definitely sign up for the peer-to-peer. We definitely appreciate everyone for tuning in today and those who will be able to receive this in a future capacity as this video has been recorded. I'll turn it back over to Stacy.
Again, thank you, Kisha. And I want to thank Hannah and Raf and Kisha. This has been a project that the four of us have been very passionate about. We wanted to make mentorship accessible to everyone, give you a little bit more understanding, and that has been done in a greater way than we could have ever imagined with Dr. Newsom and Dania and Antoinette today. You all have been invaluable resources for our students and our alumni, our faculty and staff that have joined us today. We cannot thank the three of you ladies enough. Your insights, your experience, and being willing and open to share with us has just been incredible. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I hope you will get involved in our mentoring programs. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can contact Raf and Kisha at mentor@apus.edu. If you would like to discuss how mentorship might impact your career path, reach out to us in career services at careerservices@apus.edu. We would love to explore those possibilities with you as well.